The announcements are sweet and they're up next.
Sweet.
And I'm Kara Bolda. Welcome to today's announcements.
The Hazlet High School Talent Show is on Friday, February 1st. The application forms are in the main office and are due back to the office by January 25th. Auditions are at 2:30 in the Viking Room on January 28th. Kara, are you going to try out?
I'm not sure if giving blood is a talent.
Of course it is. The blood drive is also on February 1st.
Many students are looking forward to giving back to the community.
Someone needs blood every 2 seconds. Healthy adults who are at least 17 years old and at least 110 pounds may donate about a pint of blood.
I'm going to donate blood to help children in Africa and all over the world.
Yep, this is my first time giving blood.
This is my first year giving blood.
Yes, this is my first time giving blood.
I've donated blood, I think 3 or 4 times, and so I'm not all that scared about it. But I know the first time I did, I was really nervous. But I got through it okay.
This will be my first time donating blood.
But I'm kind of scared though because I don't really like needles.
I'm not really scared to give blood because I use needles all the time. I'm around them a lot.
I am donating blood because it's going to help other people that are in need besides myself. It's going to turn out all good for everybody.
Because when my sister was little, she was in the hospital and she needed, she had a lot of blood transfusions, so she needed blood from other people.
Because it helps other people that need blood given to them for surgeries and such.
Lots of people, strangers or friends and family, might need the blood that you can give.
Do you think you're going to pass out?
Why do that? How much do they take? A pint of blood out of my body.
I would tell them that they should give it a try for the first time and see if they can do it or not.
Let's take it. I have 4 quarts and I'm taking 1 out, so I only have 3 left.
That they should really give blood anyways, even if they're scared, because there's a lot of people that need it and it's only going to take 20 minutes or whatever to give blood and help save lives.
I get through donating blood by thinking how my pain is insignificant compared to the greater good that the 3 people whose lives are being affected by my blood.
Ready? If you would like to donate blood, please see me or Taylor Galbraith.
This Sunday, January 20th, is Hazlet Day at the MSU women's basketball game at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at Murphy, Raleigh, and Wilkshire offices. The cost is $3 for general admission. Children under 8 are free. Join your friends and family in sections 117 and 118.
Speaking of basketball, Mr. Toby is here live with Tyler Joseph. TJ?
Hazlet High School, I'm Tyler Joseph here live with Mr. Toby in his room. How are you doing, Mr. Toby?
Pretty good. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. So I understand that you have calculated a formula to calculate the amount of money a movie will make in its opening weekend. And now, can you explain that to me?
Yeah, I've been sitting down here in the math lab, and I've figured out some factors that positively affect the money the movie makes and some that adversely affect the movie. Like I have the Chuck Norris factor, that would be N here in this equation. E, the explosions per hour. I have this alien zombie ratio, which is kind of interesting. A movie like Alien versus Predator, that gets very high marks there. C would represent the number of high-speed chases. And then there's this negative factor down here. It's the romantic comedy coefficient, and it's on like a sliding scale between 0 and 10. You know, 0 is a kind of movie that has like Slayer on the soundtrack, things like that in it. A 10 would be a movie that maybe Brittany Wolf or someone like that would go and see.
Okay, I see. All right, well, that brings me to my next question. This weekend, the movie Cloverfield comes out, and I guess there's a lot of mystery surrounded with the fact, what is the thing that takes over the city of New York? I personally think it's Man, Bear, Pig, but I'm not sure. I would like to know what you think.
Yeah, I've seen a few rumors on the internet about that, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a giant burrito. I mean, what would be scarier than a giant burrito attacking New York City? I mean, not much for me.
Yeah, I know. There's no way to stop a giant burrito. It's impossible. But on a different note, they talked about basketball earlier. Tonight you play Ionia for the second time, and they are without Kelly Watson this time. So how do you think that's going to go over tonight?
It's going to be a really tough game. Even though they don't have Kelly Watson, they still beat DeWitt a couple weeks back, and they played number 4 Portland on Tuesday night and took them to overtime. So they're still a really good team. They're tied with us for first place, and we really need a really large crowd and a vocal crowd for us at 6 o'clock tonight before the guys' game. I know there was a good turnout for a couple of our other games, but we really would appreciate it if you guys were into the game and excited about it and helped us to a victory.
All right, cool. Well, everybody go out and support our girls. I'll see you next month, I guess. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, TJ and Mr. Toby. I'm really glad we're still able to have announcements on Channel 22.
Mr. Town loves us so much, he even went to court for us.
And he was called to the stand. Here's a vision-made piece on the war with Comcast.
As many of you know, Comcast intended on moving the Vision to channel 912 due to a recent court ruling that has changed.
The reason why Comcast had to move us or wanted to move us is because they don't have enough space in their cables that they run to you and I at home to fit all the new HD channels and the digital channels. And so by getting rid of us at that certain space on their cable, they can then add much more and better programming than they currently have. And right now they don't have any other way to do it except by removing analog channels like we are right now.
We weren't going to let that happen, so we decided as a class that we were going to try and fight this, and we wrote letters to we started with letters to Comcast, and then we as a class, and then we wanted to get the school involved, so we made like a Facebook group, and Mr. Town emailed like all the members, like all the staff members in the district.
Monday, I was asked to go down with Meridian Township, who are the plaintiffs in the case, and to be there in federal court just in case the judge had questions about how it would affect the schools. I didn't think I'd have to testify, but they did need some clarification, so I had to get on the stand and tell them how it would affect the schools. And ultimately what happened after long deliberation back and forth between lawyers is that the judge decided that she needed to take a closer look at this case, and in the future when it actually does go to trial, that she felt that our case had merit enough to be able to prove that Comcast was going against the law. How long will we stay? It's hard to say. It could be that Comcast will file an appeal right away and the judge will think that they're correct at that point. I imagine that we'll be here through the rest of the school year, and it's probably going to be a long process. So we'll probably be on for a couple more years on 22. And our hope is at that time that we'll be ready to go on the internet and be ready to provide our channel to other cable providers. And at that time it'll be okay to move us. But
For now, you can celebrate our win, but please continue to support the Vision.
Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top.
Attention all students, the student share drive will be cleaned out of all items at the end of finals week. Please remove your items and save them to your own drive. Thank you from the HHS Media Center.
Tonight, the varsity girls and varsity boys basketball teams play Ionia at home. The girls are tied for first in the league with Ionia, so it'll definitely be a great game. Girls are at 6 and boys are at 7:30. Good luck, teams.
Just a reminder to all students that the weight room is open from 2:30 to 4 every day for athletes and their coaches only. If you are working without your coach, you must attend from 4 to 7 p.m. when the weight room monitor is present. Everyone have a safe and wonderful weekend. Here at the Vision 22, I'm Kara Bolda.
And I'm Kate Mahan. Stay classy as a high.
I'm a scat man. I'm a scat Everybody stutters one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If the scat man can do it, so can you. Everybody's saying that the scat man stutters but doesn't never stutter when he sings. But what you don't know, I'm gonna tell you right now that the stutter and the scat is the same thing. Yo, I'm the scat man. Where's the scat man? I'm the scat man. Why should we be pleasing any politician reasons who would try to change the seasons if they could? The state of the condition insults my intuition and it only makes me crazy and hard like wood. Everybody stutters one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, don't let nothing hold you back. If the scat man can do it, brother, so can you. I'm the scat man. Everybody stutters one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If the scat man can do it, so can you. I hear you all ask about
Hello, Group 1. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to complete today's announcements. This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
It's not really gonna blow up, is it? Let's do it!
Wait.
Okay, let's go.
Good afternoon, Hazlitt High School, and welcome to today's announcements. I'm Ben Rizzo.
And I'm Nate Harris. Our leading story today is the international celebration of That's What She Said Day.
Wow, that's exciting. Do you know what's even more exciting? Mrs. Shoemaker's word of the day.
Nice delivery, guys.
That's what she said.
Okay, today's or this month's word of the month is poco-curantism. That's right, you heard it here. Poco-curantism. It means extraordinary nonchalance or indifference. I thought we'd strike a word today, too. I thought initially we'd strike polyp. Dreadful word. A polyp is a projecting mass of swollen membrane, and then it occurred to me that figuratively it's brilliant. As in, Paris Hilton is a perfect polyp. My neighbor Albert is a perfect polyp. Ann Coulter, perfect polyp. So let us retain polyp and add to it poco-curantism.
Thank you for enlightening us, Mrs. Shoemaker. Attention all non-seniors, your course request forms are due by next Monday in the counseling office. Please get them in ASAP.
My throat's really dry. I need something to wet it down.
Well, then head on down to Sip It and get yourself a nice beverage.
A good cup of coffee is always in high demand, but sometimes a good thing is hard to find. Well, look no further than the Save-A-Lot parking lot, where you'll find this small slice of heaven. Sip It drive-thru is owned and operated by Byron and Leanne Brang, a local couple, and self-proclaimed Java junkies.
This is the culmination of about 5 years of research, and Leanne and I felt that this would be just a great thing for us when we were on the road and we had the kids, in the back of the car. It'd be nice just to swing through and pick up a cup of coffee, a real good cup of coffee, and then, go where you got to go. It's not really a destination, but it's part of your journey wherever you're going to go.
With only 100 square feet to work with, it seems to be a daunting task to stay organized. But nothing worth doing is ever easy.
Actually, it's a little easier than you might think. Everything's set up so that it runs in a sequence of order, and the refrigerator's here, and you start the drinks on the top of the refrigerator, and then you move to the espresso machine, and so everything's within arm's reach, and the register person takes the money, and it's kind of a ballet.
As with any unique business, Sip It has unique and delicious products to keep people coming back.
I would say our caramel lattes that we call a cafe caramel, and then we also during the winter now the mochas have really been popular.
Yeah.
We have really gone through, and we make our own mocha mix, so it's real good.
The most important draw, it seems, is fast, friendly service and the convenience of a drive-thru.
It's fast. People don't have to get out of their car. We do have a few walk-ups, but you don't have to get out of your car. Real friendly service, and we think we have the best drinks in town.
Sometimes the biggest ideas come in the smallest packages. For Sip It drive-thru, nothing could be truer. But for Byron and Leanne, nothing could be better. For the Viking News Network Vision 22, I'm Brandon Manson.
All this beverage talk is making me hungry. There's a pancake breakfast to support the cheer team next Saturday at Applebee's.
A freshman here at Hazlitt High School is bound on his way to stardom. Let's just say he isn't afraid to dive in.
Awards. 6, 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 5, 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2.
Diving for about 2.5 years, and I've started in a club called Spartan Diving, and it's held by Eric Best, who is the MSU college coach. Doing pretty well. I mean, I had a few diving meets where I've messed up, but it's a really inconsistent sport, so it's hard to do well throughout a whole meet.
Well, at this point, Chris is undefeated, so his first place points have been very valuable. We've had a couple of close losses and a couple of close wins, and in all the meets, he's performed admirably and gotten the first places, particularly the tight one against Eaton Rapids.
It's a lot more relaxed atmosphere than club diving, so that's also helped me out a lot to relax in meets and stuff.
Our top 10 list, second best ever at Hazlitt as a freshman.
In this state, I'm ranked at about 12th place, and in the nation, in junior nationals, I was ranked at 18th.
Well, he's going to be the favorite at leagues, and I think the more dives he does, and league meet is 11 dives versus 6 dives for a dual meet, the better off he is, because he's just got a complete list and does so well on all of them that the 11 dive list favors him more than anybody else. And I think he has a really solid shot to be one of the few freshmen to make all states at the state meet.
I think I'll do pretty well. I mean, I'll try my best, but it's really hard to know how well you're gonna do.
Chris is just going to get better and better. He's got a strong work ethic. He is not even fully developed physically yet, and when he does, he'll be much stronger and quicker. And combined with his work ethics, he will just continue to improve and improve, and should do outstanding last couple of years here in high school. Chris should be a Division I prospect easily with his talent and his hard work and his God-given abilities. He should easily be a Division I diver.
I've been thinking about places like MSU or U of M or Purdue. Those are all my top few choices. My front 1.5 somersault with 2 twists. It's where you do 1 somersault straight with 2 twists, and then you just dive it in.
All right. Wow, that's impressive. Now we'll take a look at the sports with Tony Huff.
Hey, thanks, Nate. Over here at the sports desk, Brandon Manson is in Boston, so I'll be taking over. The basketball game earlier this week against Perry, both boys and girls JV, freshman, and varsity won, so that's always a good thing. Today we have a huge matchup against DeWitt. It's kind of, for the girls, it's big because a win gives them the championship, or at least ties them. That would be the first time since 2004, and with a loss, they'd be second place outright. And the guys, this is basically a spoiler game. Nothing really big for championship-wise, but they can stop DeWitt from going undefeated in the CAC Gold, so that would be a good thing. For bowling news, the guys won their second match on Wednesday and tied against LCC yesterday. Mike Vincent won his 23rd game. A 23rd game, that's his individual victories. That ranks him second all-time. As a side note, thanks to everyone who either volunteered or gave blood today. And also, the dance starts immediately right after the basketball game. Cost is $5 at the door, and all proceeds go toward the American Red Cross. So, back to you, Ben.
Thanks, Tony. Attention French Club members, the next meeting will be Tuesday at 7:20 a.m.
Well, that's all we have for this weekend. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one.
Dude, that's what she said.